I'm so excited to have the opportunity to teach this course, and we'll be together for 6 weeks on Monday evening if you're in the US time zones. And the Silmarillion is a condensation of Tolkien's early myths of Middle-earth, and these are the stories that stand behind the Lord of the Rings, that stand behind the Hobbit. So this is what's beyond the familiar. And it's a more complex narrative. The language is denser. It is in some ways like reading a sacred text in some ways. You know, it begins with this creation myth. And what we're going to be doing together is reading through the unfolding of this kind of these legends and connecting them to the later stories, connecting them to the different versions that Tolkien wrote of them. And the Silmarillion contains within it what Tolkien called the Great Tales. So the Great Tales now have been published individually, so they can be read in full. And in some ways, we're going to be using this one book, the Silmarillion, to go into the vast world of Middle-earth and everything that stands behind Tolkien's better known works. And we're also going to be touching on more on Tolkien's creative process, more on this idea of subcreation, and we're going to be looking at really what the imagination was for Tolkien, its connection to language. Language is such a major part of who Tolkien was, his work, his extraordinary abilities with language, both to learn a variety of languages. He spoke 19 languages. He invented 14. So to see the role that language plays in his stories, that's going to be a major element of what we're exploring too. So we can really think of this course as a deep dive into Middle-earth, into Tolkien's imagination, and you could say more an intermediate or more advanced course of Tolkien studies than we did in the Lord of the Rings course this fall. So in some ways it's continuation, but you don't need to have taken that course to understand it by any means. You just need to have a love of Middle-earth and what Tolkien was doing to be able to participate in it.